Hi all, welcome back to Subtech Online. Today we are going to look at how do you apply conditional formatting to an entire row using formulas. So we shall start with Google Sheets. We shall do this using the cell reference. Then I will show you a bit of how you use the REGEXMATCH. Then after that we shall drop to Excel. We see how the same is being used in Excel to create to apply conditional formatting on an entire row. So let's start with Google Sheets. Now with Google Sheets, the way you see this, I've already formatted one that is reorder, which means if you have your data like this, I'm going to show you even how you insert data validation such that your team is able to just select the predetermined results of a cell. So we have options here in a cell, which means if someone highlights a material, or this is a product, and that person highlights that product as, yeah, this one is due for reordering, it will automatically show a red. So want to do for all the bits such that you easily look at a row and you tell that this one is reordering, this one is maximum. Here we are just looking at the inventory management stock status. Now we are going to do that. We shall also do it for with using the REGEXMATCH. REGEXMATCH is a tool we use to test expressions and give results depending on how you have predetermined, mostly used in conditional formatting. We have videos about regex, regex replace, all that bit, index matching, and you can visit our channel, look through the videos, you'll find what you need. Okay, now let's start with the cell reference. The first thing is you must be having your data that is not broken. Data that is not broken should be cleaned. We're all aware about data cleaning. You must make sure that you don't have blank rows, you don't have blank columns, then that data is cleaned. So I'm doing this. We are going to reference this using the stock status, which means if the stock status changes, for now I've already told you I've done for reordering. If someone changes the stock status, which means the whole line shows red, so automatically, even if you have a lot of data, the moment you just look at the material or the product, it tells you that this one has already been highlighted for reordering. Or it can even be a condition with the stock levels remaining, and this one will be changing to reordering, and automatically conditional formatting changes the whole row to a certain color that you have given. Okay, let's start. The first thing you do, I'm going to first close this. The first thing you do, I want to show you how we do data validation. I will show it aside here. So putting data validation in this, first of all, let me pick the values in column G. So I can say, so we can use the unique formula to pick the values, that is from here to the last. Ctrl Shift down arrow, then I enter. This one gives me an array of only unique values. So I'm just looking for this to have a range, then to show you how we created the data validation. So data validation, I'm going to just use this as a reference for testing. This is data validation. Data validation that gives us the drop down. So this is, you select one cell, move to data, then this is data validation. Then here the cell reference is what we have selected. Then since I've already used it, it is already pre-selected with a list from the range, but there are many options you can use. You can also list of items, and I just type them. For that case, you just type them. Then for this case, I will have to choose where my range is, and this is my range. So I will do OK. And here I want to show the drop down list in the cell, yes. Then show a warning, no, I don't want even, I want to reject an input, which means if there is a wrong input, Google Sheets should reject it. So that is it. Then I'll save this, and automatically here you see I already have a validator which only has 4 options, which are these. So I think that is it. If you want to recopy this one downwards, you can just fill down, or we can copy this and paste through. But pasting, it is right click and you paste special, then you paste only data validation. It will be pasting that. So guys, that's how we created data validation. I will share a link of this sheet in the video description. Please, you can create a copy because it will be view only. Create a copy and do the practice on your end. Okay, now what do we do? I've already shown you how we create the data validator here, such that your team members can only select the predetermined results. So we are going to select the whole your data. So selecting your data, you begin with where the data starts from. Leave the header. So this is A5. I will select that. Control Shift down arrow, then Control Shift right. That one I'll be selecting my data. So after selecting your data, you can right click and look for conditional formatting, or you can come on formatting. You'll get the conditional formatting. Those are the 2 options we have in Google Sheets. So conditional formatting, this comes, I already have one, but this time we are going to create the second one. So I will insert, I will add another one by default to bring those colors, because here it is showing is not empty because everything is filled up. So you see my data is already selected. If you want and you know that you're going to add more data, you can leave this one free, such that it runs H up to infinity. Then here we shall select on the format cells if. So we shall leave all these conditions. We are going with a formula, and our formula will be equal to, we are going to select the first cell, which is the first cell of our data, and the column we are referencing to, which is G, that is a G5. So a G5, there is something I'm going to do. I'm going to lock the column by setting a $sign. Then I leave the rows open such that it can run downwards depending on the range I will have selected. I think you get that clearly. I'm locking the column such that we can never leave column G, and it run downwards with from 5 going downwards. Then I will say here equals to, now this time you're looking to maximum, so you put maximum in quotes. I will type maximum, or you can copy and paste. So this is maximum, mainly on the casing and the spelling. So the moment I do maximum, it has already applied, but you can go ahead and change these colors. If maximum I need like a light blue, no, this, the font, I will need black. Then the fill, I will go with light blue. So, and I do OK. So already you see that you already have that condition. So here, the moment I come and change anything like this reorder, it has been reordered. Now it is maximum, it will automatically change to blue. When you change this to maximum, it will automatically change to blue. So let's do for minimum and on hold. So now I will request you to open. There is now an option of I can show, maybe cancel this. Now there is an option of adding another rule here, which is okay. You can go with this, but since we are going to add an identical rule, you can just always click on the rule that is already appearing, then you say plus another rule. It will just duplicate this one. So when I do plus another rule, you see it swipes off the other one and brings another option for insertion. So everything remains the same, only that here now I'm changing this to minimum. So this is to minimum, and with minimum I will need it to be, we can go with amber. Yes, we can go with amber and leave the other one black. So that one is okay. Now we do done. So which means everything that runs minimum here and it is changed to minimum, it automatically changes the color. So that's how it is, guys. So you can go ahead and reformat this downwards. It will always give you that in your data. So now this is how we do it with cell reference. Now we are going to do it with REGEXMATCH. It is just a matter of changing the formula. This time we use the REGEXMATCH and that bit. So the same thing we have done, we are going to select the whole data minus the heading exclusive. Then you go to format, add a conditional formatting, then which is this. So when you add this, the data is already selected. This time we are going still for formula. Now in the formula this time we are using the REGEXMATCH. So on using the REGEXMATCH, the next thing we add is the cell reference, as how we did the other time. Open the curly brackets, open the brackets, then we shall insert the first cell. Still it is the G5 of the data we are referring to be changing the condition. Still the same thing, I'll lock the column, which is G, then I leave the row to be free. So here you close this, then a comma, then you insert the condition you want. This time we are going to do reorder and close the quotes, close the bracket. So by default, sorry, just a moment. Yeah, now this I will give it light red and maybe a black. So you can go ahead, even you do the italics, you do the bolding, and it is all upon you. So you do okay and it will give you that. So the moment I change this to reorder, it will be changing to red, and bolding and italic, putting it in italics. So reorder, it will change the formatting. So that's how we do it with Google Sheets, applying conditional formatting to an entire row using formulas. So that's how you do it. You can use any formula. It is not fixed with cell referencing. You can use any formula so long as it applies a condition. You can use even a formula that maybe if the price is higher than this, then the row will always be in red, and it will do that. So just practice more with other referencing you can use. Now that is it for Google Sheets. Now let's switch to Excel. Now with Excel, I'm using 365, but preferably all the versions you're going to get what we are going to do. Still, we begin also with inserting validation. So data validation. This time I'm going to try it here. This is data validation. So how do we do data validation in Excel? So data validation in Excel, it is very simple. So we move to data, then this is data tab, then we find data validation here. So this is it, data validation. It will always bring a dialog box like this. There is any value because nothing is selected. Now here we are selecting the list because we need to select a list. So you can either type the list by separating with a comma, or you can select the range of the list you have, of which mine is that. Then I will do OK, and it will already be there. So with data validation, there are many things. You can check one of the video. The link is on top of this video or in the description. How we do data validation. So you can do apply to all. You still hear the same thing. You can say in cell drop down. So if this one is not ticked, which means we shall not get such a drop down. It will be validating, fixing data for those cells to never have anything beyond this, but you'll not have the drop down. But if you want the drop down, then you'll always have to put the in cell reference drop down. So here we are ignoring blanks, so that is it. So okay, which means here I can select anything and change. Why do we do data validation? It is fixing your data such that you can always have consistency inputs. Now let's go ahead and insert the formatting. So the same thing, selecting the first cell on the left, that is Ctrl Shift right arrow, then downwards, Ctrl Shift downward arrow. So after selecting that, we move to home. So that's where we find our conditional formatting. So home, and here we shall come and create a new rule. So a new rule, we are not going to select the predetermined rules. We are going to create our own rule using a formula. Now this time our formula, what we are looking at, we want maybe I can move this downward, upwards, and we'll look at what we are talking about. Okay, this time we want to start with cell H4. So which means I will do here equals to H4. And remember our analogy that you have to lock the column such that the sheet remains lapping from one row to another. So I'm locking the column, that is the H. Then I will say if this one is equal to open quotes. You can copy and paste, but this time I will just type. So I will do this as reorder. I will start with reorder. Remember to put them in quotes. And I'll come to format now. I select my formats. You can do other formats. You can even border. You can do the filling, the changing of fonts, and all the bits. But for now, I'm focusing on the filling. I'm filling this one with a red, so I can go to more colors, custom. I want to select a light red like this one. So I'll go with that. Okay. Then here, okay, and this is it, you see. So every time I select reorder, it will be highlighting that in strong red with bolded. So you see, when you have data like this, it helps you, like it gives a better visual. Like you look at the data and you know that even if you don't look at column H, you know that this one is reordering and the other conditions we are going to put. So let's add another condition. You do the same thing. Select your data first. Condition formatting, new rule. Use a formula. Still we do the same thing. We are beginning with H4. We are locking the column by insertion of a dollar. It should be equal to, this time we go to maximum. I'm going to give the maximum a bright green color with the font. Font we can give it a white color, and I do okay, and this is it. So you can go ahead even and bold it and put it in italic, bold italic, and I do okay, okay, and okay, and that is it. So it is just a matter of looking at the other looking at just the color, and you know that this is maximum. This product is still when you're doing inventory management, search helps. Like you don't need to stress a lot to look for something, but It is just a look away and you know that this product is running low, this product is on hold, and all those bits. So thanks guys. It's if it's your first time reaching this channel, please click the red button, subscribe, hit the bell such that you can have notifications when we upload any video. Then another thing, don't forget to leave a comment, share. There may be a friend who needs this more than you may need it. Okay, bye, meet in another video.